She can take down any bad guy in the world, but she still needs a date to the school dance. Even though Kim Possible has insane fighting skills and cheerleading moves, at the end of the day, she's just a regular teen girl. Let's revisit all the cute dudes who called her and beeped her if they wanted to reach her. I'm Whitney Van Laningham, and this is the romantic history of Kim Possible. Before we get the sitch on all of KP's boyfriends, I want to give a special thanks to all of our NerdWire patrons over on Patreon. If you want to help make NerdWire possible, as well as getting access to exclusive content, you can check out the link to our Patreon in the description, or click the join button below to become a NerdWire member through YouTube. Our first round of perks is coming up soon, so join now so that you don't miss out. Now let's talk boys! Walter Nelson. If we're starting at the very beginning, we technically have to mention Walter Nelson, Kim's middle school boyfriend, even though he's never actually seen on screen. Apparently, Kim and Walter were making out hot and heavy back in junior high and accidentally got their braces stuck together. Ron's mom came to the rescue and took them both to the orthodontist to get unstuck, but the memory is still as fresh and as painful as the embarrassment of getting your face jammed against another 13-year-old's face for hours.
Nice to know the braces work. Yeah, as long as you don't try to kiss Walter Nelson. Locked braces? It was an embarrassing ride to the orthodontist.
Walter is mentioned in both A Stitch in Time and So the Drama by both Ron and Kim, so apparently everyone still remembers him fondly and full of mortification.
Rufus, it's not like Kim hasn't dated other guys before.
True.
I mean, hey, I was the one she called when she and Walter Nelson locked braces. I got my mom to drive him to the orthodontist.
Josh Mankey. Season 1, Episode 1 opens with Kim crushing hard on the school hottie Josh Mankey. Rumor has it that he's turned down at least 5 other girls at the school, which only makes Kim more nervous about asking him out. It doesn't help that during cheerleading practice, she totally crashes the doghouse pyramid and ruins the banner he was hanging for the school dance. Of course, while all this dance drama is going on at school, she's trying to make sure that Dr. Draken and Shigo don't use a giant robot from Tokyo to take over the world.
Konnichiwa.
That would be so cool if it wasn't gonna hurt us.
But in true KP fashion, she is way less terrified of a psychopath seeking world domination than she is about asking Josh to the dance. In the end, she takes the plunge and asks Josh to the dance, and to her surprise, he says yes.
Asking me to the dance?
I know, I sound so random, but yes. Yes, I am.
Cool.
Very.
So I'll come by around 7.
I need a ride, too.
Take that, Bonnie! Being a witch with a capital B gets you nowhere.
Sorry, no prize for second place.
Later on in the season, it's Halloween night, and Josh Mankey's garage band is playing at Monique's costume party. As usual, Kim has majorly overbooked herself. She has Monique's party, a super duper important annual trick-or-treating ritual with Ron, her mom's charity haunted house, and the top secret Centurion project attached to her wrist that Dr. Draken has his thieving sights on.
I swear I'll scream.
Scream, girl!
That's way too much other stuff to deal with when you're trying to figure out how to talk to your crush. Unfortunately, every time she lies to break plans with her family and friends, the Centurion project starts sprouting some kind of Tony Stark nanotech onto her body. So, instead of showing up to the dance looking like a princess so that she can impress Josh, she kinda looks like Cinderella had a baby with the Terminator. Kim is seriously the most awkward person alive. She can literally do anything! Why can't she come up with a better opening line to Josh than this?
Avast, you scurvy knave.
What?
That was pirate talk.
Guess Josh thinks she's adorkable because he asks her out to her parents' Scare for a Cause hospital haunt. But before they can leave for their date, Kim goes full Kamen Rider.
Good thing it's Halloween, because that look is scary.
Why can't she ever just get to make out with Josh like a normal teenager? Instead of going back to Monique's party with him, Kim gets grounded, and in a twist no one expected, Josh goes out with Ron instead. Ah, bromance. The perfect icing on the cake of Halloween.
You're talking trick-or-treating?
But you gotta wear this.
Haha, sweet.
Booyah!
Brick Flag. Hot off the press, Bonnie Rockwell's ex on and off boyfriend, Brick Flag, is checking out Kim on the football field. Of course, he's kind of a jock, so Kim doesn't reciprocate those feelings, but don't worry. Hard-hitting journalist Ron Stoppable writes a gossip column in the school newspaper that says that Kim thinks Brick is totally hot. Brick is super flattered and asks Kim out, and as usual, she is way too awkward to get herself out of it.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too.
No. I mean, about Friday night. I'm just not sure
If we should do dinner or a movie?
She tries to break up with him, but he tells her some sob story about not being able to win the big game after a heartbreak, so she decides to keep fake dating him. When the evil Adrenaline tries to get back at Kim for revealing that she's a fraud, Kim has no choice but to rescue Brick.
And to raise the stakes, I have Kim's boyfriend!
He is not my boyfriend!
Thankfully, instead of letting Brick roller coaster himself to death, Kim saves him. Saying thank you for saving my life is apparently out of the question, and Brick dumps Kim for being a tryhard. Oh, so men get to have a hero complex and women don't? Okay. SEÑOR, Senior, Junior. Just because animology is a teenage trend in Middleton doesn't mean that evil supervillains aren't obsessed with it too.
Don't tell me you got sucked in by this animology craze.
SEñOR, Senior, Junior, SEñOR, Senior, Senior's very spray-tanned son, spends pretty much the entire episode trying to find his spirit animal rather than help his dad steal a giant cryo freezer so that he can mess with the Billionaires Club's private island.
Which tree do you think I would be?
One that would be banned from the Billionaire Club, Junior.
I literally don't care if they screw over an island full of billionaires. That's basically what happened at Fire Festival, and I didn't care then either.
This insult leaves me no choice but revenge.
There are other clubs for the obscenely wealthy.
Not the point.
Back at school, Ron is devastated to find out that he's a pink sloth, and Kim finally gets intrigued enough to take the test. It turns out that she's a blue fox, always up for a challenge, a natural leader, and the one true soulmate of a yellow trout. Bad news. The only yellow trout in Middleton is SEñOR, Senior, Junior, and he and his dad are trying to capture and cryo freeze her.
If animology says that SEñOR, Senior, Junior's my soulmate, I say forget animology.
Mid-battle, SEñOR, Senior, Junior realizes that Kim Possible's blue fox is the perfect match for his yellow trout. Instead of being repulsed like Kim is, Junior actually decides to save his blue fox from certain death. He also asks her out with a locker full of flowers and an e-card, vowing to be her boyfriend as soon as his dad retires from villainy. Haha, true romance. HIROTAKA. When a hot foreign exchange student comes to Middleton High, Kim so does not get the hype. But she and Monique change their tune pretty quickly when HIROTAKA turns out to be a sexy Bruce Lee in his prime.
You know, that HIROTAKA does have really cool hair.
I am so digging his hair right now.
Okay, I kind of see what the big deal is. The whole Zen Master thing is like really sexy. For some reason, Kim is not shy at all about letting HIROTAKA know she's crushing. He challenges her to a Mantis-style kung fu battle, and Kim totally spanks him, clearly earning his respect. But who's he gonna pick? Kung Fu dabbler Kim or Monique and her Club Banana discount?
Thank you for letting me use your Club Banana discount. I will see you around.
Kim and Monique are pretty chill with the fact that they both want a mac on him. That is, until they both try to ask him out to a concert at the Civic Center.
You insisted.
Who said go for it?
Who was all truly madly?
I don't even know what that means.
You said it!
I know. I didn't mean it.
Babes, do not fight over this dude. He is so not worth the drama.
Thank you, but I must say goodbye to my #1 girlfriend.
Bye, hero, darling.
In the end, it turns out that he wasn't just two-timing Kim and Monique. He was triple-timing them with Bonnie. Gross!
I'm sorry.
Josh Mankey again! Kim takes the scenic route to Latin class so that she can do a little drive-by at Josh's locker. Unfortunately, the bell rings before he asks her out.
Hey, Kim.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering. I got a jet.
Damn you, public education! Dr. Draken decides to use Kim's greatest weakness against her, the fact that she can't do anything around Josh without totally embarrassing herself. He attaches a device to her that will make her body physically disappear if she can't chill out. When Kim falls down the stairs and accidentally strips the sweatshirt off Josh Mankey's body, her belly button forms an invisible vortex and she starts to disappear.
Something critical is happening to me. Look at this.
Wade figures out that if Kim keeps embarrassing herself, she'll not only disappear, but she'll also cease to physically exist. Those are some pretty high stakes, especially for a girl who's been on several other dates with Josh and still can't talk to him. As expected, Shigo shows up to the restaurant where they're eating on their date to sabotage Kim and make sure that she gets embarrassed. In a span of 5 seconds, Shigo makes Kim spill her soda, sit on a whoopee cushion, spray Josh with ketchup, and knock the entire table over. You're a superhero! How are you also this clumsy?
I'm sorry about all that.
That's cool. How about we get out of here? Maybe catch that movie.
A movie sounds perfect. In the darkest theater we can find.
After fighting Shigo, Josh and Kim decide to bail on the restaurant to hit the movies.
Embarrassment ninjas.
What?
I said, let's move closer.
Dude, you guys, you're in a dark movie theater. All you have to do is stare straight ahead and not talk to each other. It's literally life or death, Kim. Turns out that that's a lot easier said than done when a bunch of embarrassment ninjas pop out of nowhere and she has to fight them off.
Embarrassment ninjas? Are you kidding?
I guess in their field it pays to specialize.
When Kim and Josh take a walk after the movie, Draken and Shigo spill water on Kim, causing her hands to disappear. This becomes a problem when Josh tries to hold her hand, and she has to come up with some BS lie about how that would be taking things too fast. After a video of baby Kim in the bubble bath gets broadcast over Josh's mural, Kim devolves into just a floating head. Fortunately, she's able to knock a can of BO spray into Draken and Shigo's hovercraft, and Ron saves the day by blowing orchid pollen onto Kim, which brings her body back. Thank God he gets there in time, because otherwise Kim would have never gotten to finally kiss Josh Mankey.
Totally embarrassing.
Yeah, but I can live with it.
Bobby Johnson. After getting hit by Dr. Draken's truth gun, Kim admits to a reporter that she's been crushing on Bobby Johnson.
I'll bet you're crushing on someone right now. Give us a hint.
His name is Bobby Johnson, just moved here from Upperton, but I'm not sure if I like him because I like him or because he asked out Bonnie first.
Unfortunately, this is another Boo thing we never see on camera, but I like to think he's super hot. And back to Josh Mankey. Sadly, Kim and Josh's relationship seems to have run its course by the beginning of season 3. Homies with Tara now, and Bonnie is overjoyed to crush Kim with the news.
Josh Mankey has a fresh crush and her name isn't Kim Possible.
Hang on. Tara? I thought she was still crushing on Ron from that Camp Wannaweep episode. I guess Ron was so traumatized by reliving his harrowing summer camp experience that he just didn't notice. But it turns out that this teenage superhero is also super healthy when it comes to handling her emotions. She's totally over Josh and happy for him and Tara. And because Ron never even knew that Tara liked him, there's no heartbreak for him either.
Me? Why?
Tara?
What about her?
She used to like you. You mean you never noticed?
No! Why didn't you tell me?
Ron stoppable. With Josh Mankey out of the way, Kim is free to crush on whoever she chooses. Unfortunately, an experimental mood-altering device called a modulator accidentally gets attached to Kim, controlling her emotions. It gets stuck on a setting that causes Kim to get major hard eyes for Ron Stoppable, even though they've been totally platonic buds their whole lives.
So I guess I picked up the wrong thing. It's all my fault.
Wait, that's not true. Ron did his best.
At first, Ron is pretty weirded out by KP's behavior, but then she kisses him and he's totally into it.
Bad time to call?
He agrees to go on a date with her to the fair, and Kim is wearing the most slammin' dress. She looks gorgeous, and of course he knows that she's funny and smart. But after thinking about it for a while, he realizes that he really doesn't want to risk letting this ruin their friendship. He breaks up with her, and Modulator Kim is devastated. Thankfully, Kim's device short-circuits, and Kim goes back to normal. Of course, the biggest question here is, how much of that meltdown was technology's fault, and how much does KP actually like Ron?
So I guess the crush and everything was all modulator, huh?
Not everything. There's still fireworks.
You think so?
Okay, I kind of love the meta joke about TV relationships in the beginning of this next episode. Ron and KP are watching a soap opera together when they say this.
Oh, police! Are they still teasing that Charity and Danny are gonna get together?
Like that's ever gonna happen. It would end the series.
Obviously, Ron and Kim get together this season and keep dating all the way through the series finale. I'm guessing the writers knew that they only had one season left and needed to make it count. Nothing super romantic happens in this episode, but Kim does go to Ron's cousin's wedding as his date. Both of them think that going out would be awkward, but it turns out that hanging out with your best friend never gets less fun.
Thanks for being my date, friend.
Admittedly, not as awkward as feared.
Eric versus Ron. The movie So the Drama has some really great crush action for Kimmy, so let's break it down. Of course, Kim falls for the new hot guy at school, Eric. But from the beginning, it's obvious that he's like a little too perfect, you know? Like really, what are the odds that he also rides a scooter and loves naked mole rats like Ron? Ron is a goddamn individual, so that's what tipped me off that maybe Eric wasn't quite who he seemed to be.
How about you?
What about me?
And fine, he's got that ethnically ambiguous look that any girl would swoon over, but I'm onto you, Buster. I know something's up. Of course, Ron gets super jealous of Eric, which ends up leading him to realize that he's been in love with Kim the whole time.
Oh, it was fun. When we were kids, I mean.
Yeah, just the two of us.
Kim starts falling for Eric, who she strongly considers as a prom date candidate. He seduces her by telling her that he totally understands her missions and actually thinks that they're kind of cool. I am sorry, but Ron has gone with you on every single mission. Come on, Kim!
It's kind of
weird.
No. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what my mission is?
Okay, what?
To take you to the prom.
Also, what teenage boy is this slick with the parents?
Who wants what on the pizza?
Pepperoni.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Very cute.
Hey, get in line.
He's a total cyborg, Kim. Open your eyes. Meanwhile, Ron is gearing up to tell Kim that he has feelings for her. Good luck, man. That's a hard one. She's either gonna be totally into it or turn you down hard. Will Ron graduate from best friend to boyfriend and best friend? It's a risky move, but that's how you know he's the one. He's willing to put himself out there knowing that he could get hurt just to tell his bud how he feels. That's braver than taking on Dr. Draken any day.
Something's different now. I mean, there's something between us. Who am I kidding? That's not different. Something's been there a long time. Well, I think there's something there. Does she?
But then, mid-battle with Shigo, Eric reveals his true colors. He's an evil robot guy! Ha! Knew it! Ron is so the better choice for prom. And he's two-timing Kim with Shigo? As if Kim is way hotter. Luckily, Kim roundhouse kicks him in the face so hard that I doubt he'll ever mess with her again. Ron and Eric fight to the death, and at first it looks like Cyborg Boy has the upper hand. But then Rufus comes in to save the day, tearing Eric open like a plastic bag full of leftover spaghetti sauce. This coincidentally thwarts Draken's evil plan, but that's not what's important right now. Boys are! Finally, Kim and Ron head back to prom, this time holding hands and being real sweet.
Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable are dating?
I love that all their friends were rooting for them. That's literally the best, coolest thing. Kim and Ron slow dance and finally kiss for real. You know, now that Kim isn't having her emotions controlled by a modulator.
I never knew. Could it be that it's true that it's you? And it's you.
Seriously, best payoff ever. That was such a human cyborg versus Ron Stoppable love triangle roller coaster, you guys. And Ron Stoppable for real this time. In this season 3 episode, Ron's old crush from the Yamanouchi Ninja School in Japan, where he studied as a foreign exchange student in season 2, comes to visit. I guess Yori comes over because we have to tie up all the loose ends before Ron and Kim can truly be exclusive. At first, Kim is a little bit jealous, but I mean, come on. You were just making goo-goo eyes with a cyborg, babe.
Kim Possible. I have heard much.
Really? I haven't.
Okay, fine. I guess Ron and Yori are a little too snuggly for comfort in this scene.
Oh, right, I forgot. Sensei can do that mystical floaty thing. Okay, now he's just showing off.
Turns out she does have a little crush on Ron, but luckily for Kim, she doesn't live anywhere near Middleton. This was an important episode for Kim and Ron's relationship. Getting past the jealousy hurdle is always hard, but having trust in your best friend can solve that feeling anytime.
Oh, Stoppable-san. You with your American-style misunderstanding of girls.
It's the start of the very last season, and you know what that means. The foreshadowing in that episode with the soap opera was right. If the show's two main characters are finally dating, the end must be nigh. A whole summer has passed since junior prom, and Kim and Ron are full-on seniors now. But after a blissful 3 months away from the drama, Ron starts having doubts about his relationship with KP. Bonnie is trying to convince Kim that cheerleaders are only allowed to date football players. No surprise, and Ron feels a little intimidated.
It's not like Kim would ever dump me to trade up, would she? I mean, just because she's a cheerleader who likes to cheer.
Ron starts worrying that KP is gonna trade up for some hot jock, and it doesn't help when he eavesdrops on Monique and Kimbo's conversation about upgrading to a new cell phone.
It's
It's a little scary.
I know, Monique, but a girl has to have standards, especially now that we're seniors. It's time you traded up.
But my little silly has been with me since freshman year.
He obviously thinks that they're talking about upgrading him, which, let's be honest, would never happen. I'm sorry, would you rather date some meathead or a guy who will let you eat as many Bueno Nachos Nacos as you want? Personally, I'd go Naco every time. Ron decides to try out for the football team, which is insane, but whatever. He borrows Kim's new indestructible supersuit and gets to tossing the old pigskin around. What? Why can he fit into Kim's supersuit? Oh, I hate it when I can share pants with the guy that I'm dating. Obviously, Ron kicks ass at tryouts and earns the spot of quarterback on the team. I guess it's not technically against the rules to wear a supersuit, right? As long as you're not taking steroids, your sports ball methods are fine by me.
You stole my battlesuit.
Secret borrowing!
You were in my closet.
Of course, Kim finds out that Ron secret borrowed her supersuit and she's not too happy about it. He tries to explain that he only cheated at the game to impress her, and obviously she's like, oh my god, you're so dumb, I was never gonna break up with you.
I care about dating you. Ron's stoppable no matter who he is. As long as he's honest.
Boys can be real idiots sometimes. Ron finally has to break it to Yori that he and Kim are dating halfway through season 4. My question is, why didn't he do this the last time they saw her? I don't know, Ron. That's pretty shady. Say Kim's name, when Yori is around you. Say KP, I love you if you ain't running game.
Totally didn't mean to break your heart or anything.
I believe my heart is intact.
Wait, it is?
Luckily, Yori doesn't seem crushed, and I guess I'm glad Ron finally came clean. But next time, tell her before y'all go on a monkey fist quest, okay? In the next Ron-centric episode, Kim gets amnesia and totally forgets that they're dating. This especially sucks because it's their half-anniversary. You know, that weird relationship milestone that only high schoolers celebrate.
It'll be like a second first date.
Are you hitting on me?
Kim, we are dating. I'm your boyfriend.
Boyfriend?
In a very sweet Noah from the Notebook kind of way, Ron does his best to remind Kim who he is. He brings her flowers, takes her on a tour around Middleton, and even takes her to Bueno Nacho. Without KP, Ron is forced to take the lead in battling Draken and Shigo, and surprisingly, Stoppable steps up to the occasion. He uses his belt to take down the steam pipe, causing Kim to finally remember that they're BF and GF.
I remember. I gave you the belt for our half-anniversary.
Yeah, I still don't get what exactly that is.
Thank God this wasn't actually the Notebook, because this story would have ended with them dying holding hands in a retirement home. For reasons that I don't understand, in the next episode, Ron and Bonnie get voted homecoming king and queen. In what world? It makes sense for Ron. He's adorable as heck, and he's been killing it on the football field. But Bonnie? Really? She's the worst. Who even likes her?
Miss Bonnie Rockwaller!
Me! It had to be me!
This has to be some sort of voter fraud, right? I demand a recount! And could Bonnie be more extra? Ugh. But I gotta admit, her super insane behavior makes sense when you learn that she's trying super hard to rebound with Ron because Brick broke up with her again.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to find the right combo of shallow, selfish, and insensitive, but still hot enough for this guy?
Yeah. Fine, I guess a broken heart is a pretty good reason. At least Kim and Ron are back on.
Well, I guess our trip to Venice really was a success.
Mm-hmm. And just in time, too, because it's graduation. Ron and Kim have to make a big decision. Stay together when they leave high school behind or end up in Splitsville. After talking to Mr. Barkin, Ron kinda sorta loses his cool on Kim about their future. Thankfully, she knows exactly the right thing to say to calm him down.
Ron, we're both graduating, but we're not breaking up.
We're not?
No, it's just graduation. It's not the end of the world.
How sure?
This sure.
Throughout the finale, Ron can't seem to stop freaking out about the fact that Kim is going away to college somewhere awesome and that he's worried that he'll be left behind. And I get it, man. Every college senior worries about this, and they're right to. The percentage of high school sweethearts who stay together through college is very low, and the percentage only gets lower when you consider how many high school relationships end up in marriage. Yeesh. But whoa, Ron all of a sudden has an even bigger problem, aka Kim getting abducted during her valedictorian speech.
That it's not the end of the world.
KP!
Outer space is a lot farther away than college. Luckily, Ron summons his monkey powers to defeat the aliens, and Kim is totally blown away. There's nothing hotter than when your boyfriend finally steps up to the plate and uses his kung fu for good. Ron finally realizes that Kim isn't going anywhere, graduation or not.
Told you graduation wasn't the end of the world.
And that concludes Kim's complete romantic history. Obviously, Ron was the best boyfriend she's ever had, but I love the growth and trust that they had to work for in order to get there. Ron and Kim are truly crime-fighting couple goals, and I can't wait to see how their relationship pans out in the live-action remake. Which of Kim's boyfriends did you like the most? Let me know in the comments below, consider donating to our Patreon, and check out more videos like this one to left in my face. Kim Possible does stuff. She does stuff with her hands, with her feet, and with her teeth. She's got both feet and teeth. Two very important things.